Hi, everybody. We are here today to talk to you about our new apprenticeship program that we put together so that we could bring even more information to you, more detailed information to you on a monthly basis in more bite-sized pieces instead of entire weekends, which we know has been overwhelming for people in the past when we've done our workshops. That is a lot of information to receive at one time. And so Gwen had several people ask her if she was ever going to take on any apprentices. And we thought this would be a great way. We've sort of gotten in the habit of doing Zooms now through all of the C19 and viral type stuff. So we thought this would be a great way to help you just decipher all of that information. So we're going to take all of the information that we gave you, and we're going to drill down even a little bit deeper. So let me give you an example. During the natural health workshop, natural healing workshop, we touched on the pathogens. We touched on, what things could show symptoms, but we didn't really go into the in-depth part of what it looks like when you have a viral pattern, or what you could expect, what's going on in the body, what could really help with that. We want to spend an entire day just focusing on all of the different pathogens. Like one weekend will be literally, or one day will be mold and yeast and strep and staph and viruses and all of the different things that pathogen wise could take someone down and keep them from really feeling optimal health. So that's just one example of taking, a more broad approach and drilling down into the really specific areas so that you walk away from one day kind of knowing how to look at all of those different pathogens differently, and how you're going to utilize the products and the tools that you have in your toolkit to help yourself and your family. That's just one example. We have with 13 months of things like weekends like that, or weekends, it's a Saturday, so a full day Saturday. And we're thinking 6 to 8 hours. It's going to be a full day, but definitely they will be recorded. And we're just so excited to bring you the detailed information, because what we gave was so immense. We just gave a lot of information. What did that end up being, Gwen? We had 2.5 full days of just back-to-back PowerPoint presentations. So, and some people haven't even been able to really go in and look at the videos, the recordings, because it is just a lot of information and I think somewhat overwhelming. We're hoping that this is going to bring all of that information just more to a more detailed, but in small bit-sized pieces. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. That's kind of how we're looking at this apprenticeship program, is one bite at a time. And we're just so excited to bring that to you, because then we can really get down into the nitty-gritty of the information that you really need to know.
So I'll give another example. And another example is thyroid, for instance. I mean, I could honestly probably talk a whole weekend just about thyroid, or part of the hormone system. We not only want to talk about thyroid and, okay, that's very common. Yeah, you can take your temperatures, but what if it's Hashimoto's? What if it's thyroiditis? What if it's, what do you do about those? And that's the other thing is solutions. Like, it's one thing to figure out what's going on. The other part of it is having solutions. I think that's what Maria and I have to give to you guys, is our knowledge. Both of us have been working with clients for 20 plus years. That's 40 plus years between us. Even though we have some overlapping things that we do that are very much alike, we also have some very different angles and philosophies based on our own background, or our experiences, what our clients' needs have been. She's in Colorado, I'm in Texas. So what we thought, and I contacted Maria because, when I thought about this, but before I even contacted her, I thought, is this something I want to take on? Because I know it's a huge time commitment. It's a huge commitment, but I knew if I did it, I needed to do it now. Like, I don't see myself doing this again. I don't know if Maria feels the same way, but I don't think she's going to do this again. I'm definitely not going to do it in 10 years. I'm getting close to, 59 this year. I don't see myself doing this at 69. So it's either kind of now or never. Also, I felt like there's so many people now that want knowledge. There's not a lot of places to get this information or knowledge. And, so where do you get it? Like, I know that we have a lot of Healy people that follow us. And, even like little things like, okay, like your feet hurt. Which program do I use? Well, what we want to cover is, well, why do your feet hurt? There's not a feet program on Healy. There's not a remedy that says foot remedy. But why would your feet hurt? It could be your kidneys, it could be circulation, it could be neuropathy. Why? What are you doing that's causing those things? Then whether it's a remedy or a nutritional supplement or a Healy or whatever you have access to, you're better equipped to make those decisions for yourself. And I think that's what I want to do. I think Ray and I are so alike. We want to impart our knowledge to empower you, because the very last thing I want is my clients to be dependent on me. In 5 or 10 years, and I'm not doing this forever, seeing new clients, someone's got to take our place. Someone's got to step up and say, yeah, I've learned all this stuff. I want to help other people. We want you guys, whether it's to help yourself, your family, your friends, or to change careers, whoever this is for, for you. Sometimes it's, I know someone that signed up has an autistic child. I know at least 3 people that have signed up so far are already health professionals. One's a nurse, one's a energetic healer, and another one, I think 2 are nurses actually. They want to learn more because they were trained in a completely different system. So it doesn't matter what your background is. I mean, all you have to do is have the desire to learn about natural health. And I tell this to people all the time, but when I got into natural health, it was over 25 years ago. And number one, nobody I knew was really into it, not a single person. And if you went to the grocery store back then, the only thing that was gluten-free was rice cakes, and those are awful. And Whole Foods was either for the weirdos, hippies, or the people who just had a lot of money to spend on groceries. And now there's Vitamin Cottage and Sprouts and Whole Foods and Trader Joe's. And, there's all these options. And even at the regular grocery store, there's dairy-free everything, gluten-free everything. That was not the case when Maria and I got into this business. It was totally different. So there's obviously a huge interest in healing your body naturally. There's a whole lot more people that understand how foods are affecting your body and all that stuff. So I'm super excited. Once we made the commitment to jump in and dedicate 15 months, which was big. If you knew how many conversations we've had about this, you would know this was big. Once we made the jump, though, I'm super excited, because I also feel like with this group, we can have conversations at a different level. It's like when you have a client and they don't even know what gluten-free is, you have a big uphill battle. Once you have the basic understanding of how the body works and how everything's interconnected and how the mind is affecting the physical body and all those things, you are already a million steps ahead of your family or your neighbors or your fellow Walmart shopper. It's just you're in a different paradigm already, and we want to help you be in a different paradigm, for whatever reason you have. So Maria, I want to just ask you a question. So I had a mentor, because I had the Peaceful Meta Retreat and all the stuff going on there kind of as my mentor. You had a mentor too, right? A chiropractor?
Yeah, I've worked for two different chiropractors in my career, and both of them were focused. They weren't just chiropractors, so they weren't just adjusting spines and joints. They were focusing on the mental health and the nutrition. And luckily, I fell into this wonderful place where they both formulated their own products and they understood nutrition so well. So every single day I went to work, I got to learn something new and amazing about the human body. And I got to watch it happen real time. It wasn't just something I was reading in a textbook. It was seeing someone this week who couldn't walk and then seeing someone the next week who could, because it was a viral pattern. and we dealt with the viral pattern, and all of a sudden the neurology started coming back and the person could walk. So things like that that the average person just doesn't get to see. They just know that something's happening and they may be in the hospital for a while and the body finally recovers and heals. But when you know that the body's just asking for tools, it's just asking for the right tools, and then it knows how to heal. The innate knowledge of the human body is so incredible. It just needs the right tools, and that's really the information that we want to impart, is the tools that we've come across. One of the conversations we did have while we were talking about this is we both said we say the same things pretty much over and over and over again to all of our clients, at least, in the first couple of times we meet with them, because there's so much information that we need to impart that's just basic information that's not out there readily available in the public knowledge or forum, unless you know where to seek. So what we really want to do with this 13 months of instruction is to help you become even better detectives. And you don't have to have taken the workshops that we did in 2020, although it would be very helpful, and they're at such a great price that you should just have them in your arsenal to go back and look over. We will be going in depth, and we'll probably be referencing them. We would like the apprenticeship program to be taken on a monthly basis, because we will be we have it planned out so that each month is sort of building on the next. So it is going to be very helpful to have started at month 1, because we might be referencing it in month 4 to think about, what we did. Plus there's going to be homework, and there's going to be reading assignments. There is going to be something that you need to do on your part, minimal, but something that you need to do on your part, so that you start being more engaged with the information. I think with the webinars that we did, the weekend long, that was one of the things that was missing, is we weren't engaging you to really accept and bring in the knowledge, because a lot of people are so kinesthetic. They need to have the different levels of learning so that it really is ingrained. And that's really what we're excited about, is to be able to drill down even deeper, but then give you the tools to be able to become your own detective, so that as we move on from what we're doing, you have reference points to go, you know what, I know how to look for this. I know what to do. So we're excited to give you all of those tools, because that's what we do. That's what we do every day when somebody calls, especially when somebody calls that we haven't heard that, guess what we're doing? We're researching, but we also know where we should research and what systems we should research. And that helps us. And that's what we want to give to you. So we're very excited.
Right. We want to be your mentor. And someone did ask a question. I put on the email, but I want to say this one on this video, is that someone, I did do an apprentice program 10 years ago. And it was a year long, it was 12 months. And it was, I also had several people, including Carol and Cynthia and a few others, that literally sat at my office, which was very time consuming on their part, which is not really practical today. I mean, most of my clients are not even in Houston today, but this is what I want to say, because some people said, well, I did your thing 10 years ago. Should I do it again? Is it the same? Okay, let me just say this. I know twice as much now as I did 10 years ago. I mean, it's exponential. Like when I knew 10 years ago, I should give all you people your money back and start over, because I feel like I knew what I knew 10 years ago. And I've worked with clients for 10 more years. And even like with, I just did a Hashimoto certification course last year. And even that information changed in the last 10 years. Like what they said 10 years ago about Hashimoto's is even completely different now. So this isn't like stagnant information. And even though I'm a Hannah Kroger practitioner, it's a big part of what I do. Even how I use her information and how I work with people is different. Like maybe 15 years ago, I did one thing for Candida, but I do something different now for Candida that I feel like is more effective. So yeah, I think it's just a different ball game. It's almost like taking any course. I mean, even a computer course 10 years ago, you'd have to start over now, because all that information for Windows 10 would be different than whatever was around 10 years ago. So I don't want you to think that it's going to be the same, because it's going to just be totally different. Do you want to talk? You want to start talking, Maria, or I can, about Estes Park in Colorado?
Before we go there, one of the things that I wanted to share was that we're going to be bringing into perspective all of the different tools we use. So this isn't just about the Beamer or the Healy or the Hercules or the nutrition that we use or a certain modality or dowsing. I mean, it's all of it. It's everything. We want to bring to the table everything that we're doing, knowing that we don't have all the tools, but we have several that we know some of you have too. And so it's going to be a nice broad, it's going to be broad enough that anybody can come in. You don't have to be because you have a specific tool or specific laser or specific whatever. It can be, you can have anything in your toolbox and join this apprenticeship program, and you're going to be able to utilize those tools better, whatever tools you do have. And then you might learn some that you have that you need based on what we've experienced. So that's the last thing that I wanted to share on that.
Yeah, well, that leads into Colorado anyway, because for the experiential part, what we talked about, I'll go ahead and say this, is that, first of all, we've had a ton of people going back almost a year. I mean, we're 18 months into COVID now, basically. We've had people for at least 6 months say, we need to have a get together. We need to all meet somewhere. We need to, we want to, meet in person, and we hear you, like I hear you. I want to get out of this house. I mean, I've been like, I'm okay. And, here, but I am ready to get out. So we are planning, and the final details will be out hopefully in the next day or two, a live event in October. And it looks like it's going to be in Estes Park, and which is a beautiful part of Colorado. It's probably one of the most beautiful parts of Colorado. And we wanted it to be experiential from the perspective of, it's not just going to be a bunch of PowerPoints and us talking. It is going to be learning for sure, but it's going to be also hanging out with like-minded people and being in a beautiful nature, outdoors environment, and having modalities and having technology and having lots of things to experience so that you feel supported. So we all feel supported. I mean, I want to do those things too. It's just like, I don't want to miss all the fun, and I mean, there's no way to do that on a Zoom call. There's no way to have that connection on a webinar or Zoom call. It's impossible. So it's actually going to be outside of, I want to say this to explain this so it's really clear. The Apprentice Program and the early bird is through June 30th. It's $1,000. It's 35% more if you wait past June 1st. We are trying to get a good head count, and that's going to pay for the 13 months of curriculum, materials, Saturdays, all that stuff. The live event in October, and also we have scheduled a live event at the end of the Apprentice Program. If you can make one or both, great. If you can only make one and not the other, great. If you don't feel comfortable traveling right now, we understand, it's up to each individual person. But for those people that can make it, we hope that you can come. The cool part about Colorado is you can bring your spouse, you can bring your best friend, you can bring your sister, you can bring someone who just wants to have a good time in the mountains and hang out with cool people like Maria and I. You have like that too.
Cool people.
We're cool people. So you get to bring whoever you want. And so it's open to, whatever you want to do. And we're hoping that if it's best for you to get away from your husband and best friend, then don't bring them. And don't bring any people that are problematic. We don't want problematic people. So if you have someone in your life that has issues, please do not bring them to Colorado. Well, we want to have a good time, and we want everyone to be fun and optimistic. And we get that some people need help right now, and that's great. But you know who I'm talking about. Like, there's some people I would not bring. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. So we feel like it's one of those things that we wanted to have kind of in the beginning of the Apprentice Program, so you can also meet other people in the group. Even though you can bring your friends and family, that's fine. But we wanted to have other people in the group so you guys can partner up with someone that you can help each other. You can talk to each other. You're not like the Lone Ranger out there in the desert. So you are also like personally get to meet the people in the same group as, you're signing up for. And Maria, what do you think about Colorado?
Yeah, so to put that in perspective, we're going to start the Apprentice Program in August. So we will have our first weekend, our first Saturday in August, August 21st, I think, if I've got the day right. And then we will have the next Saturday, obviously in September. So these are monthly. The retreat, the hands-on retreat will be on the third month. So we're talking October, and that's the third week in October. And we are very excited. We were looking at a couple places. We did show some pictures and stuff of one place we were looking at. That particular place didn't work out. We didn't feel like it was going to give the best experience for everyone. And so we have chosen Estes Park. So we will be giving that information out. But this is a place where the name of it is Heal the Healer, because really we're all healers. Even if you don't know it, you're a healer. And so this is a Heal the Healer retreat. So this is a place for you to come and get nourished, get what you need for you, but also be in a learning atmosphere so that it's not so scary to tackle some of these different things. But this is going to be, like Gwen said, this is not going to be about a whole bunch of PowerPoints and Zooms. We're going to be having, 1 to 2 hour sessions on, sourdough bread baking and making your own kombucha and learning how to douse. If you have issues with muscle testing, we're going to go through that so that you can feel confident, so that that's a tool that you can, bring to the table. How to find out specifically what you need. We're going to have a lot of breakout sessions that way, specifically to help you become a better healer. But also we want this to be something where you're coming and you're getting pampered too, and you're enjoying the stay of being up in the mountains, possibly with a little bit of a snow. Although the gentleman I talked to in Estes said September and October are the best months to come to Colorado and the mountains, because we're still getting warm weather, but there might be that little dusting of snow here and there. So we'll get to experience the fireplaces and the fire pits and the cookouts and all of that stuff as well. We're just super excited to share that with you, and we're excited to be there with you. We want you to come and be authentic. We want you to find the authentic you again in your healing journey, not only in your healing journey for yourself, but everybody else that you're sharing your healing knowledge with. So we want to get back to the authenticness of who we are. And that's going to be our focus for an entire weekend, is just being real, without drama, and just have fun and good food and good conversation and just a lot of fun in the mountain air.
Yeah, good. And then I'm excited about that too. I'm excited about meeting so many people that we've seen on
Zooms
and that we've talked to on the phone, and some of them have become our clients. But I'm super excited to meet people in person, especially the ones that aren't local to Houston or Greeley. We get to hang out. So is there anything else you want to add? I wanted to say that, please sign up, get the early bird discount on the month thing. If you prepay, I register you manually for all the months, and you're going to get the live webinar links. You're going to get the recorded webinar links in case you can't make one. People keep asking me, is it going to be recorded? There's one weekend I can't make it. Of course they're going to be recorded, and they're going to be in a Dropbox that you're going to have to access. You do not need to buy Dropbox to access our Dropbox. It's something I pay for, so there's no fee to you to use Dropbox. All the handouts are going to be there. You do not have to sign up for the Apprentice Program, the full program, to go to Estes Park, and vice versa. You can sign up for the 13-month Apprentice Program and not go to Estes Park. So those two are not dependent on each other, even though we're kind of putting it together because we wanted to have a live event starting on the Thursday night. I'll send out the details. Also on the schedule for the week, the month has not changed. I've sent it out twice already. I'm going to send it out again just so that you have the dates. But if you have a wedding or a birthday party or something to go to and you can't make one weekend, do not worry. You'll be able to plug in by listening to the recording when you have time. After the live event, they'll be posted within a day or two. And I can't think of anything else except I hope that if you want to learn more about this incredible health journey, then you participate.
Yeah, we're excited about the second half of 2021 and moving into half of 2022 with just better information and even better relationships with everyone that we've already met and that are to meet. And then also the other thing that we want to make sure that we bring to light is that many of you have amazing tools that you do, techniques and different fortes that you might want to share at this live event. And we want to encourage you to do that, because we could become your client with something that you have that we need. And, the master never stops learning. So nobody's a master. As long as you keep learning, you're not a master. We just all need to be in this together, helping and serving one another. And so we're hoping that you will, as time goes on, will give information on where you can say, yes, I want to have sort of a table set up. We're going to have one day, a good 4 hours out of the day, where everybody gets to set up sort of their own wares and kind of show what they have and do demos and talk about what they do, because you could glean a whole bunch of new customers and clients just by showing what you have and what you can do. So we're excited about that too, because we want all of you to be involved that way.
And also, I'm going to add, if you live local in Colorado and you're driving, or Kansas, I know someone's driving from Kansas. If you are driving to Estes Park, if you have a massage table, we would greatly appreciate you bringing the massage table. We're going to need some massage tables, and that is something that we can't get there at the place. So if you have one, please bring it, and that way multiple people can use it. I can't think of anything else, Maria, except for I'm excited, and the details have been sent out, but I'll send them out again. The October stuff will be sent out. I will just briefly say the last month is the October of 2022. We are not have that lined out yet. We'll probably get that done in the next few months. We were trying to just get this October lined out. So I do not have details for the last month, but we will send that in plenty of time for people to make arrangements.
And if you did hear us talking about the Peaceful Meadows Retreat, or not the Peaceful Meadows Retreat, the Sunrise Ranch Retreat, where we were going to potentially have it, that has kind of fallen through. And so scratch that. And this one looks amazing. You will not be disappointed. This is going to be one of those trips that you just remember for years and years and years. And we're just so excited to be part of it and have you join us. So those details will follow.
Yeah, you just reminded me, if you want, because it is so gorgeous there, and I am going to stay at least a day or two past or before the event. If you have vacation time, if you can stay an extra day or two, trust me, you're going to want to. So consider that, that you would do that at your own expense. But it is that beautiful there. If you've never been to Estes Park, it's one of my favorite places. It's the entrance to the Rocky Mountain National Forest, which is incredible for bighorn sheep and elk and deer and moose and all kinds of stuff, especially that time of year, because it's cool. So that's a day in itself, just going through the park. But anyway, if you want to look online of just the beauty of Estes Park, and if you haven't been there, it's definitely a place you want to, not just be in things all the time, but you want to have time to explore. All right. Correct. Every time you say something, I think of something else. So go ahead.
We better stop talking then. No, we're just really excited. So we will definitely pass information so that you can start planning and start looking at how to get here if you don't live near Colorado, or if you need to drive or travel by plane or whatever. We will make sure that we get that information out as quickly as we can so that you can start planning. But we are looking at the October 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and check out on the 25th. That's a Monday. So this would be a Thursday night through Sunday night, and then checking out Monday. We realize some people might have to leave early, but we really, we don't like it when we go to seminars and everybody's done by Sunday at 3. We want to be able to have some finalization, some completion feel, resolution feel about being there Sunday night, and then everybody gets up, Monday morning, has breakfast, and then we're all on our way. So that's what we're kind of looking for the feel of. So anyway, well, all that information will follow.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions about anything, let us know. If you want to pre-register, my contact information is on the email, and you can contact me by phone or text or email. And if you have any questions, you can contact Maria or I at any time. Thanks.
Bye-bye now.